All right, back with you here on the Grant Napear Show. 339-1140. 800-920-1140. And let's get to Ruben. He'll start us off here. Be my last show before the new year. Ruben, go right ahead.
Hey, Grant. Before I start, I just wanted to tell you Happy New Year.
Hey, Happy New Year to you also.
I wanted to tell you you're exactly right about management needs to come to the team and talk to them first instead of hearing it on social media. Second, I wanted to tell you that I've been a Laker fan for a long time, and sorry to disappoint your viewers there, but I really do love listening to your show, and I know more about Kings fans, and I mean the Kings because of you, and you do a great job of doing that.
All right, well, thank you, Ruben. I'm going to move along to Steve. Steve, welcome to the show. You're on KHTK.
Yeah, hi, Grant. Thanks a lot for taking my call. You know,
Pleasure.
This coaching change that they did reminds me of what Al Davis did with Tom Cable. I mean, here was a guy that started to get the Raiders to a point where they were moving in the right direction, got into 8-8, but for whatever reason, they got rid of him, and then it went downhill from there. And, Grant, let's face it, this is unprecedented. This has never happened before where you make a coaching change mid-season when the team is heading in the right direction. And, you know, the only thing that's going to make me as a fan, you know, be in any way, shape, or form accepting of what happened is for them to issue an apology, because there is no rational reason to take a team that they're building around DeMarcus Cousins, because this team, I mean, Mike Malone said it himself, you got to play at about 80% of what you were doing speed-wise because they were just turning the ball over like crazy. So now, you know, Pete D'Alessandro says it's not about wins and losses, it's about style of play. Well, let me tell you something. As a fan, it is about wins and losses. And if you want people's butts to get in the seats, you got to turn the team into into wins. And just doing what they're doing right now with trying to get this sizzle going on, I mean, no fan's going to want to watch a team lose 120 to 113. That's not what's going to bring the fans in. So they made a huge mistake in my estimation, because Ty Corbin, it doesn't even have the personality to deal with these kinds of players to sit them.
Well, now I'm going to disagree. I'm going to disagree with you on that last statement. He does have the personality to deal with players. He's been in the NBA his whole life. He's dealt with a lot of people. I know Tyrone very well. He does have the personality. You may not think so. Trust me on this. That is not the issue.
He's anywhere near as fiery as Mike Malone was, and I think occasionally that's what these guys need. They need guys to have somebody pissed after a game when they're not doing well.
No. You know what they need? No. You know what? I'm going to tell you where you're wrong on this, Steve, okay? Right. Players need to know that the coach that is coaching them is the long-term coach, okay? Players in professional sports in this day and age, particularly in the NBA, do not respond to a lame duck coach. And, you know, you can say all you want about, well, gee, Tyrone Corbin. Wait a minute. Now, let me just finish. You can say all you want, well, Tyrone is going to be given a chance to keep the job. But I got to tell you, and I respect the heck out of Tyrone Corbin. I've known him for 25 years, and if he was sitting right next to me, I would tell him the same thing. I haven't met one person anywhere in the NBA in the last 3 weeks that has told me they think Tyrone Corbin is going to be coaching this team next year. And the players in that locker room feel the same way.
Well, yeah, and I got to believe, Grant, this came down to a personality clash, because it makes zero sense that you would take a guy that had the right kind of system in place. And, I mean, teams were concerned about coming into to playing the Kings. I mean, they were constructed like a playoff team where they would really beat people up inside, very physical. And now when they're trying to go up-tempo, and again, somebody's got to explain to me how an up-tempo style of game is going to be the kind of style you want to use where DeMarcus is concerned, because you know, it's especially you know, where you know, putting that kind of miles on his body back and forth, going fully. I mean, he's not a Vlade Divac, and I understand the team was fun to watch back in 1998 to 2003. I get all that, but it's different players. I mean, that's why the Pistons won. They constructed players around teams that would grind it out. That's what San Antonio did. You know, you got to construct the style of play around with what you have. And if you're going to build a team around DeMarcus Cousins, you got to go for that style of play. And I think that's where the owners got it wrong on this.
Steve, I got to go. Happy New Year. Dave, you're next here on the Grant Napear Show. Hi, Dave.
Grant, how's it going, buddy?
Hi, Dave.
Happy New Year to you. Hey,
Same to you.
first things first, very frustrated. I've been a season ticket holder almost 10 years now, and I sit about 8, 10 rows behind you and Jerry.
Right.
I spend a lot of money at these games, Grant, okay? And this reminds me of what the Maloofs took us through the last 4 years, okay? And the last thing these fans need to know is that they're getting the same treatment as what the Maloofs were giving them before. You know, at least come out, you know, and speak up and say what's going on. Otherwise, you're going to lose fans faster than you think you would believe. And I know I'm just one person, but you know what? The word gets around, okay? And let me tell you something. If Chris Granger doesn't wake up, he's gonna get a big awakening.
Whoa. Chris Granger is not involved in the basketball operations. Chris Granger is the president of the Sacramento Kings business operations.
I understand that.
He has nothing to do with this.
I understand that, but okay, then Ron Adive.
In other words, Chris Granger. You understand what I mean when I say that? I just want to make sure we are clear on this. Chris runs the business side of the basketball team. Chris does not run the basketball operations. That's the point I want to make, just so that we don't have people like confused. That's why I'm pointing it out. Go ahead.
And I appreciate that. Well, then Ron Adive needs to come out, and his people underneath him need to come out and at least give the fans a clear understanding of what's in store for the future. You know.
All right. Hey, I appreciate
If Ty Corbin is going to be their coach the rest of the year, then come out and say it. But don't let it, don't let the players have to find out through social media, and
All right. Hey, Dave, I got to run to some other callers. Joey, welcome to the show, Joey. How are you today?
Good. How are you doing, Grant?
Doing well, thank you, Joey. Appreciate you calling.
Well, you know what, man, there's a couple of things I just wanted to point out. Like you said, obviously, as being a fan, it's frustrating to watch DeMarcus Cousins now dealing with some adversity now. When he was, I think he was on his way now. He was on his way with Malone. You could just sense it. It was a team effort. He was being a team player. And now he's dealing with inconsistency, and I just think we're going to go backwards now with Malone being out of there. And you know what? The players, though, Grant, you know what? To me, it wasn't so much the coach. It's the players, because you know why? These guys, like you said, are not handling the ball. That's where they're hurting themselves. It's just protecting the ball. They're losing games right there. I mean, you and Grant, like you said, you're getting tired of saying this, on the air, watching the game. Got to protect the ball, guys. Got to protect the ball. It's the same story. So hopefully Rudy is going to, be the leader, and he's going to round these guys up, and they're going to be professionals, and they're going to play and, work through this. That's pretty much it. What I got.
All right. Well, listen, Joey. Happy New Year. Let's get to Nate. You're on with Grant Napear on KHTK.
Hey, Grant. I'm thoroughly disappointed that they got rid of that great coach, but I'm looking forward to maybe a leadership role coming out of it, and somebody stepping up out of the team and pulling the team together, and then maybe getting a good coach. And also, I just got it on Twitter that maybe Jerry Reynolds is going to coach and Jason Williams is going to come back.
All right, that's really funny, Nate. You're really funny. You're really cracking us up. Eric, you're on with Grant Napear. Hi, Eric.
Hey, what's going on, Grant?
Eric, what's going on with you?
Hey, first of all, Happy New Year, man.
Hey, same to you, Eric.
Yes. Hey, I have a problem not only with what's going on now and for the future. When you come out and mandate, it's pretty much what the front office has done, a playing style, it handcuffs not only Corbin, the coach we have now, but it also it's going to handcuff the future coach that we're going to have. One of the greatest qualities of a coach is being able to adapt and make changes to the personnel that you have, on your team. And when you take that away, you have really, really taken away one of the main, things that they can do. So I had a problem when it came out, and instead of saying, hey, we want more wins or anything like that, we want to change the playing style. That's irrelevant to me. It's wins and losses,
So what do you want to see moving forward?
What I want to see is I want them to go back and say, yeah, we made a mistake. It's not a playing style. They got to admit we can't lock into a playing style. You got to say we've got to be more. They're not going to rehire Malone. We've got to be focusing on wins. And if you got DeMarcus Cousins, This playing style is going to really depend on how you want to play around your superstar. That's it. Running up and down the field and talking about they did analogies and studies and we've got all the data and all that scared the crap out of me. I said, get back to basketball. It's pretty simple.
Hey, I appreciate the phone call. Happy New Year, Eric.
Yeah, Happy New Year to you, man.
All right, buddy. Let's get from one Eric to another. Hello, Eric. You're on with Grant Napear.
Hey, Grant. First and foremost, I want to thank you for what you said when you came on the air. Everything you said hit me straight between the eyes because I have a lot of respect for you. But when you kept talking about waiting for Plan B, there's got to be something, I started to feel like, you know what, there isn't anything. And when you came out and you kind of shared how you were feeling today, I have a lot of respect for that. It's sickening to the point that I don't think management actually had a Plan B in this. I think they pulled the trigger on something that they got emotional about, and now, as fans, we're stuck with it. And I just wanted
first of all, I'm going to tell you this, okay? I don't know about the Plan B, but here's what I do know, okay? And I always use the term common sense on my radio show. Vivek Ranadive, this ownership group, okay, and the basketball staff, these are really, 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 really smart people, okay? They have a Plan B in place, okay? They may not have totally finished taking the wrapping off it, but they have a Plan B in place. They have a vision. Okay, this move was not just made with, oh, well, gee, we're going to fire Michael Malone and everything's going to be perfect and we don't have to do anything else because this team's just going to take off and start winning games under Tyrone Corbin. Okay, that's not what they're thinking. I'm telling you this, I've read the man's books. I've spent time with the man. Vivek Ranadive is beyond intelligent. He is a smart man. Okay? Pete D'Alessandro, his background. This is not a stupid man we're talking about. These are people that have really, really, really smart minds. They know what the Plan B is. They need to implement it, and they need to do it quickly. Okay? They can't wait to implement Plan B until next summer. That's not going to work. It has to be done sooner.
I thank you for that, and I actually agree with that. It's hard to sit back and wait when we're waiting in the middle of a season like this.
All right. Hey, thanks for the call. Let's get to Jonathan. Jonathan, you're on with Grant Napear. Welcome to the program.
Hi. Hi, Grant. Thanks for taking my call. I guess I just wanted to talk about where we're going in the future. And since we were just talking about, or you guys were just talking about the Plan B, to me it seems like there's really one of two options. The first one is George Karl as a possible coach in the future. And because it doesn't seem like the management, even though they've said that they support Tyrone Corbin right now, doesn't seem like they're saying that he's the future. So my question to you, I guess, is one, how sure or how much of a possibility do you think it is that we actually hire George Karl? And then the second option is, since we haven't moved in that direction quickly, like you said, how likely do you think it is that it's actually Chris Mullin who's going to take over in the next summer, considering he didn't say that he wanted to take over the team in the middle?
Well, first of all, I don't know who the next coach would be after Tyrone Corbin. That's just speculation on my part. I'm not really privy to who our ownership group has been talking to. If you hire George Karl, and let's just say it doesn't work out, nobody would ever criticize the Kings for hiring George Karl because he's a proven winner. If they go out and hire a current assistant coach, whether it's we've heard the name Alvin Gentry mentioned, or a former coach Mark Jackson, or a Vinny Del Negro. I mean, I don't know who they're talking to, and I'd hate to go on the air and tell you who I think is going to be the next coach after Tyrone Corbin, but it would be purely a guess, and I really am not willing to do that. But I thank you for the call. Maury, you're next here on the Grant Napear Show. Good afternoon, Maury.
Good afternoon. I haven't called in for a while, but I was impelled to call today basically to congratulate you and compliment you on giving voice to a great number of people out there that are just sort of waiting and wondering what's going on and watching really the dissolution of what had been a very hopeful, positive start to the season. So congratulations on that. And I just wanted to make sure that that got out there. I would say that I listened very carefully to your comments about ownership and management and talking about their intelligence, but intelligence doesn't necessarily translate to community relations, honesty, and the type of relationship that I think they were trying to foster. They have set up some pretty high expectations by virtue of the way they started the whole relationship with Sacramento, and it has been very positive. But what I fear is that there will be growing impatience, and the wonderful atmosphere that's been created in the arena by having 16 to 17,000 people attending will start to dissolve as the only message to which they will listen, to be able to come forth and try to juxtapose the team that they have with the style of play and create a reality around the talent base that they have. Because I think right now, as I look at it, the type of things that they're creating in terms of expectations are not going to work with the personnel they have taking the floor. I mean, how many times have we seen 2-on-1, 3-on-1 breaks just not even pan out in a basket? There's I think, a growing lack of discipline on the floor since Malone left and Corbin took over. I think there has been a false creation of expectation that really can't be met by current circumstances. And I would hate to see all the goodwill that's been built up amongst the fans, the season ticket holders, who are, by the way, being asked to re-up January this year as opposed to the usual April. And it's a pretty interesting juxtaposition with the way the team has been functioning since Malone's departure, albeit with some rope to be given because of the viral meningitis that Cousins sustained.
All right. Well, and first of all, Maury, Happy New Year. We'll see what's in store in 2015. Thank you very much. Let's get to Jake. Jake, you're on with Grant Napear. Go right ahead.
Yeah, Grant, I like how you're coming a little strong against the front office. Did they give you permission for that?
First of all, I don't think I'm coming strong on anything. I think I'm just speaking the will and the feelings of the fans, and I consider myself a fan. I've never asked the front office and either CBS or the Kings in 27 years whether I can say something or not. So that doesn't really enter my mind when I go on the radio. I don't think that anybody listening right now that works with the Kings is not frustrated. I don't think there's anyone that rolls their sleeves up like all those workers do that check in at 7:30 in the morning and go home at 6:30 or 7 o'clock at night. I can guarantee there's not one of those employees that's not frustrated. What's that?
Why did it take you so long to come out?
I wanted to see whether it was going to work under Tyrone Corbin. I wanted to see if this team was going to respond. I wanted to see if this team was going to take steps forward. And thanks for the call, but they're not. They're taking steps back, So, all right, 339-1140, 800-920-1140. I've always said, you got to give things a chance. I mean, you have to give things a chance. And there are a lot of games left. We're still in December, albeit we're at the end of the month. There are a ton of games left. And this team can't continue to play like this. And with the guys in the locker room not knowing what's going on, they're perplexed. They're confused. Now you can say, well, gee, they're getting paid millions of dollars to play, but the guys they're playing against are getting paid millions of dollars to play as well. It's not that simple. They got to know what the plan is. They got to know where are they headed. That's the problem right now. And you're seeing the results on the floor. All right, we will come back. It's been a good first hour. We're going to have a lot more, so don't go anywhere. You can dial up the show at 339-1140, 800-920-1140. This is the Grant Napear Show on KHTK Sports 1140.